This is Audi's flagship SUV, the Q8. Obviously, the Q8 is now 4 years old, so it is time for a facelift, and this is it. So we are in beautiful Cape Town to drive on some stunning roads to see how much of a flagship this car actually is. The biggest change is up front, where Audi has tried to make this car look a lot more aggressive and in your face. You still get the mask-like design for the grille, but the air intakes are larger and look more sporty. The car also looks wider thanks to this design change. The highlight though is the absolutely gorgeous new lighting system. The HD Matrix LED laser headlights and digital OLED rear lights are customizable with 4 different patterns. The welcome and goodbye animations too look stunning. In profile, this car definitely feels like a flagship. In fact, photos or videos don't really do justice to this car because this car is huge. It is almost 5 meters long, and apart from that, there's a welcome change. So the welcome change is the current car runs on 19-inch alloy wheels. But the good thing is the facelifted Q8 will come with 21-inch alloy wheels as standard, with the 23 inches being an optional extra. You also get a new Sakir gold color that is pleasing on the eye, especially when this bright shade is combined with the black package, which includes the blacked out grille, mirrors and wheels. The interiors of the Q8 are as classy as ever. So the quality is top notch, where everything feels solidly built, and overall the design as well looks quite sporty. But if there's one thing that doesn't really feel flagship, is the main infotainment screen. Where you have cars from Mercedes or BMW where you get hyper screens, massive screens, while this one is still 10 inches, and overall it is easy to use, but it doesn't feel as modern as its rivals. In terms of changes on the inside, there isn't much apart from the dash inlays, which are customizable and you can choose between carbon, wood, silver and aluminium. Highlight features include a sweet sounding Bang & Olufsen sound system, 4-zone climate control and level 2 ADAS, which might make it to the Indian market as well. So the rear seat of the Q8 is really spacious. You have more than enough knee room, great foot room. So the driver's seat is set to my position. I'm 6 foot tall. Despite that, I have more than enough space. And despite the sloping roofline, there's more than enough headroom as well. So the Q8, it definitely has flagship performance. So this is the least powerful Audi Q8, which we'll also get in India. So this is powered by a 3-liter V6 engine, which makes 340 horsepower. But this car as well goes from 0 to 100 in under 6 seconds, so it is not slow at all. The good thing is that this engine feels punchy, and despite the 2-ton plus curb weight, this car feels light on its feet. And what is also really good is the engine refinement, and even the gearbox is smooth. So be it driving at low speeds or when you're driving fast, this engine just feels more than enough to carry the weight of this Q8. Of course, if you want more power, unfortunately Audi is not going to get the SQ8, which is powered by a 4-liter V8 engine, which makes more than 500 horsepower. But currently we do get the RSQ8, so we can expect that to come as well. What also feels surprisingly good is the handling. Yes, it is heavy, but it doesn't feel like it when you actually throw it around corners. And the good thing is that it feels very predictable, it doesn't roll much into corners, and it is actually quite good fun to drive the Q8 around bends. And thankfully this doesn't come at the expense of comfort, because the ride quality on this, despite running on 22-inch rims, is actually quite impressive. The roads in some places weren't really perfect, but despite that, the suspension was doing a good job of isolating all the imperfections on the road really well inside the cabin, and the suspension works quite silently as well. And the good thing is that the India car will come with smaller 21-inch wheels, where the ride will, ideally on paper, will be better than this. And of course, with the Q8, you'll get air suspension as standard. So with the drive modes, the suspension changes the damping as well. You also get a all-road or off-road mode. With that, you can raise the suspension. So yeah, on paper at least, you can, if you want to, take this 1.5 crore car off-road. So the Audi Q8 definitely feels flagship, except for a few things like maybe the screen could have been better. But apart from that, it also has other qualities which makes it a great all-rounder. For example, the rear seat is spacious, the ride is comfortable, so it is good for chauffeur-driven people. The boot is large, which makes it a great family car as well. But if there is one or two reasons why you would buy the Q8 is for the way it drives and for the way it looks, where it does feel a bit more special than something like a Q7. So this car is expected to come to our shows in the second half of next year. So it is still a year away. So should you wait for this car or go ahead and buy the current Q8 that is on sale in India? Look, the changes aren't significant enough to delay your purchase by almost a year. But obviously, this car does feel that extra bit better, that extra bit special than the current car that is on sale.